morning, everyone. I'm also very happy to be here my second time. And this is a wonderful, holy place, like a practice. You can do the retreat and all. Last night was so quiet, unlike the city in Seattle. So it's a beautiful place, and you are very lucky to be here. And so I really be happy, I'm an old woman practitioner from Tibet, and we know all the yogis and yoginis in Tibet, and there's caves and holy places, and they live. It's very similar here, except you have more. Those places, and they live in a cave. If people around the town, people bring some food, nomads, if they sometimes plenty, sometimes 2 days no food, but the yogis and yoginis still remains in caves. And I have seen it, and I have been those places. So this is unlike, but you are very lucky. And Venerable Tadinchadinla and Tapa and all other ordained here, senior, and teaching and leading you in Dharma realm and practicing here is really very, very fortunate to be. And as we all say, the human being is the 6 realms in the universe, but human being has the more opportunity to do anything what we wish to do. And in the Tibetan word, whatever you have done previous life, this life is showing the karma bring you. Whatever you wanted to be next life, and in our hand. So this is what we're doing for our next life, life after. Not just through happiness this time and every day enjoying, but we are doing for the next life and benefit for all other beings as well as yourself. But I was asked to teach you some refuge, and I'm sure on here is available to the children and others teaching many of ordained, and no, I don't think I have any extra offer. But I'm, like I said, I'm old and experienced and have seen and been the teachings of all many lamas. Not only just I belong to the Sakya. As you know, we have a 4 sect in Tibetan Buddhism, in which you call Dharma, Sakya, Gaju, Gelu, and it's all. But I have been all those holiest and the lamas and the receive teachings, and though many lamas no longer now, and all passed away, but many of them like really bodhisattvas, and including His Holiness Dalai Lama, I received many teachings from him, and so forth. So what I'd like to share is my own experience. I don't recall myself any power or any achievement, but I try my best and want to share whoever interested and whoever like to learn more about Buddhism. This is a part of our Buddhism teaching. And the Buddhism is, we cannot make people become Buddhist. But our Buddhist, if somebody interested in Buddhism, want to know more about, and our duty of Buddhist people want to share whatever we know, what is best way to teach. And also, I hear the many times since, first we came here long time, many of you are not even born yet. In this room, I'm the oldest one anyway. So many people doesn't really know anything about not much Buddhism, and don't even know many. I visited Yakima, I think 60s. And we went to the store. My friend introduced I was from Tibet. He said, oh, this is some island? I don't even know where the Tibetan is. But now he saw Mr. Dalai Lama and all many Tibetan lamas comes and teaches. And so almost everyone knows the Tibetan Buddhism. And everyone realized how benefit, how much helping, because the Buddhism is loving and kind and compassion towards others. But what they would say, some people would say, I am Buddhist. I read many books, many years, but that does not mean you're Buddhist. And the Buddhist means you have to receive the refugee vow. I'm sure you all have received from Venerable and many others. And that is, then you're really Buddhist. And in the Tibetan word we call Chiwa Namba, Jamdu She, which means Buddhist or non-Buddhist, it's refuge. When we give the refuge, and then you will become Buddhist. There is some commitment involved, and I'm sure many of you, it's not big things to take. Only thing, and I remember my husband, His Holiness Dashi Rinpoche, was giving teaching. A lady came and she wanted to become Buddhist so badly and all this, and then he was explaining, as translator was explaining what is involved and cannot harm the sentient beings. She said, oh, I cannot take this because in lots of flies in my house, I always kill Buddhas. Things like that's just so little things you will avoid. And there was a man said, and his hobby is fishing. And so he can take a Buddhist in the refuge. And those things you think more, what is for? That's really for so little. And this is kind of your life enjoyment, not anything else, and helping you. And so many fishing people, they're not doing for the your food, doing for fun. So this kind of, so like I said, is a Chiwa number. Jumping shares, or for example, like if you're interested, Buddhist, wanted to practice, reading books, and that means not real Buddhist. It's just like going outside in the temple, looking in, oh, this temple looks beautiful. I like very much, but you're not in. And when you take refuge, you're in, walk in, and receiving the blessing inside the temple, all, and then you are. And we do have a commitment, the teacher and the student both. The teachers, we give refuge, we protect that for not only lifetime, life after life, until we reach the enlightenment. We have commitment. Teachers have commitment, and students have commitment. So that is why, and it's good to receiving refugee vow, and there's some, many cases in the refugee vow, you will also then have a new name, Dharma name, whether we use or not use, it's okay. But this name is connected with your teacher. And many times I said, especially when you're teaching the mandala, when you give a sacred name, and that time when we passed, when we die, and then you pray to your guru, your teacher, and guru will call you in that name and lead you from the, the suffering, whatever you're around, falling down and pick you up. If you don't remember your name, and too bad, and the guru calling you, you forgot your name. That's why name is important to keep. And many, I noticed some the Buddhist name, like Sangye, that must be Buddhist name. Refugee name, and I like it. And so we Tibetans, easy to call the Tibetan names. So anyway, it is really important to receiving. You want to become Buddhist, you want to practice Buddhist teaching, and that is very important to receive. And refugee is taking the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Since in the Tibetan Buddhism in Mahayana practitioner, so which is Guru is involved, Lama, Sangye, Che, Gundu, which is the Guru, Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. So this is when we take the refugee and practice refuge and do the, whenever we do the prostration, we to decide those same time, and so just a great benefit. And also, as you all ordained, when I don't have to tell, but many lay practitioners, maybe some new one, it's important. The Buddha is the Buddha Shakyamuni who showed us path. So we take refuge in the Buddha Shakyamuni, and 2,500 more years ago. And we are following and Lord Buddha Shakyamuni's path. And and Dharma is his doctrine and how to go in practice. And he enlightened with doing this way. So that's how we follow Dharma. And the Sanghas, like ordained, those are monks and nuns and all who are, practitioners, and also the Sanghas. And we take refuge. Buddha who showed path, Dharma what we practice, and Sanghas we do the community with guide us the path. And some lamas do use the examples. For example, if you have serious illness in your body, and we go to doctor, and the doctor is like a Buddha who find out what problem you have. And Dharma is the medicine. You will prescribe this medicine you need. That's what Buddha is showing us. And the Sanghas are nurses who give those medicines and tell us to how to take, when you take, and what helps. So it is very important, all those three. If you just go doctor, you say Buddha, 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 if you don't practice, really just doesn't really much. Maybe some blessing you may get. But in the community, it's so important. And and there's a lot in between the involved, a lot of commitments. The Sanghas has to be very pure, trusty, and loving, and believing in each other. And so what we call the Dharma brother and sister. Like in Venerable Tupten and Venerable Tapat, we are like Dharma sisters because we receive the teachings from the lamas that all the same lama, like His Holiness Dalai Lama and His Holiness Dachi Rinpoche. So we are not only this time we're together, maybe we hope so many other lifetimes until we reach the Buddha realm, we will somehow get together. And also those, you are all very fortunate. Being and sitting in here is a beautiful room, and to hearing some Dharma and also the practicing Dharma. And this is, you are laid by, you are very fortunate rebirth, not only just human being, but being with all of these wonderful opportunities. So human in the people all over the world, so many, and many have no chance to hear Dharma, many have no freedom to do, and many have physically problem, and so we are not. We have everything, that opportunity, so we will not wasting in our life to do whatever we can for our life and help to other beings. And this is the time, this is the opportunity, wherever you want to be next life, whatever you want to do in this life to help the all beings, it is very good. That's why the part of refuge is that, and telling, and we take a refuge. Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya, and decide that if in the Tibetan word, Pande Lama Tamba Namla Japsuju, Zobe Sanji Jumden De Namla Japsuju, Tambi Chue Namla Japsuju, Papi Gindu Namla Japsuju, reside some practitioners, special lay practitioner, they don't know much all the detail. Especially my time in Tibet, there's no school systems in my hometown for the women, only the monks or some young men, boys who want to become later to government work or something, they maybe have a chance to go study, but other lay people don't have it. And so, but they know so Omani and Jamdo, which is Lamana Japsuchua, Sanyele Japsuchua, Chela Japsuchua, Gundili Japsuchua, almost every Tibetans know it. And they decide that all the time. And then when you became Buddhist, and it is important that you have that vow, so every time you remind yourself, walking, talking, driving, just keep the Tubal Gym in your mind and do whatever you can. And I call Dharma in the daily life. You know, you don't have to just sit and meditate. And those are monks, nuns, and lamas. They can do because they renounce from the worldly, samsara. But lay practitioner, we don't have time taking care of family, school, work, so forth. But you still have mind thinking. Even you do the washing your face, brush your teeth, just thinking something nice. I'm doing the cleansing of my body and the purifying, and want to be something good, and also the often eating and drinking. And when we become Buddhists, we do offering. Even you don't have a chance to do some praying at time or so forth, but you just visualize your offering. You're offering whatever you're eating or drinking. And we also then offering that's not, Buddha himself doesn't need drinking and eating, but we offering from our heart to blessing in this food or drinking. And then we drink, not only satisfies myself to hunger or thirsty, but satisfies those who are hungry and thirsty in the universe, and thinking that blessing is. So it's very important, your thinking is very important, your everyday, even walking, and also the ordained people, ordained beings have the lots of know how walking and eating, and they're all the mindfulness. And so it doesn't have to be all we are ordained, but we just to do whatever we can. And this is the Dharma in the daily life, I call it. It's very important. So it's once you become the Buddhist, and if you can't do the every day, many of you may have the shrine or some altar, and if you can't do it every day, I'm sure you have some the images and some pictures, your teacher, so forth. Do those in a lunar calendar, Tibetan calendar, those holy days. For example, like today is today's right, right? Today is the Lord Buddha Shakyamuni told me of first wheel of Dharma, and he gave the teachings for Konga December, 5 ascetic students in Banaras, Varanasi. So it is the holiest day, one of the holiest days. There's many holiest days. So every Buddhist centers, monastery is having their celebration today. And many are doing the ordained today, special day, and so forth. Those days, if you do offering, and you don't have to say, I don't have money to buy flour, I don't have offering to buy, you don't have to think that. If you think I have only a few dollars, if buy, then I don't have food, and that doesn't help to offering. From have to go from heart, whatever. You just go your backyard, pick up some flour, fresh flour, put that on top, and fresh water and offering. That's all you need from the heart. It is very important. And in many cases, I tell some of this, I wrote a book in Buddhist Etiquette, because when I first came here, like I said, many people don't know anything about it. Just telling, and some people I want to go buy some flour, pick up some flour, which is good, how is it good to smell, then you don't do that. If you want to offer, you don't smell yourself. You just pick up clean. And when you buy incense from stores, if you want to offer that, just the good smell in the room, then you can smell it, which is I like it. If you want to do the triple gem, you don't smell, just which is best, buy that offering. So these are little things, but it's important. It's tradition, custom, and this is how we were taught. So I put some altar offerings, as well as incense, flowers, fresh food, like I said, we do offerings, food, and food never left over. Always first thing you offer before you eat. It doesn't matter how big or how much, just from heart. Clean and clean container, and not broken cups or not broken plates, anything. Just something fresh and clean you do offer from your heart. And when you take the refuge, you have a refuge, and this it kind of reminds you it's really important to do so. So I'm sure many of you, I'm sure you all probably received the refugee vows, and I'm sure many of you doing that, and I don't recall the ordained or doing like daily, they're practicing daily, but lay people, and this is the reminding you. And so whatever you can help all beings, when you take the refuge from Buddha, which means you cannot worship to worldly deities, which does not mean worldly deities better, but the worldly gods, for example, like a sacrifice. And there are some religion you offer and sacrifice, killing animal, offering blood. And religion, like, destroy other beings. And, we have that in the world today. It's really bad. And these are you took the refuge. You have to really think those, taking vigilance, and cannot harm the beings at all to do. And of course, Tibetan lamas, and in Tibet, in my time, in Tibet, there's not so much plentiful food like we have here. Here is choices, always choices. Tibet doesn't grow vegetables or fruit year round, and does not have a lot of those the nourished things. So many Tibetan lamas do eat meat, but those they eat the meat like yaks and sheep and this, and they may not eat like chicken or fish, because we believe the lives. Like if you eat fish, you may feel that your stomach, maybe dozens fish too, small one. But yak can feed so many people many times. But at the same time, we never just take it right away. We always do pray for this animal and to pray. And I think this is, and then of course they believe some things like a not ordained, and this one nunnery does completely vegetarian, which I like very much, so pure everything, but now it's a lot of Indian monasteries and centers, and they are becoming vegetarian, which is good because there's plentiful food. All besides doesn't have to kill animals, and so and then of course the animals like that certain things and has a. It's you eating meat is gives a dull your mind, not clay or things, especially like eating chicken, and you have desires come on back. Eating pork, your ignorance. And so those things don't eat in the Tibetan lamas. Many don't eat that. So, but I'm not recalling you have to become vegetarian, but thinking the animal whenever you eat, it's thinking the animal to do. And so that's so important too. And then taking the refuge, the Dharma, and you cannot harm all the beings, like I said. Taking the refuge of Buddha, we cannot worship to the religion that sacrifice. We cannot worship any of those. And taking the refuge of Dharma, we cannot harm any sentient beings. Any sentient beings. For you, we may accidentally step over some worm and things and creature, but it's purposely sometimes, just if you can see the suffering some beings on the road and things, you have to very compassion, help much as you can. Do some mantras and pray for that. It's very important. And that they're taking the refuge of the sanghas, and you have to really believe all those sanghas who are wearing the robes like ordained, and to respect from your heart. They are the sanghas and Buddha's followers and sanghas. And we say in Tibet, we were told, even you see the piece of maroon yellow piece on the ground, oh, this must be the sanghas' clothes. We just left it, put on higher someplace. We not step over, we respect. And it is really important. And then once you take refuge, there are lots, because we are human beings, and sometimes this lama is good, this lama is not so. This is ordained, this is not good. We cannot say that at all, because you took the refuge, whether you like or not. If you like, it's very good. If you don't like, just leave it alone. That's a part of you breaking the refuge. So these things I just like to remind, and some things. So the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha is part of that. So then the community, there is every center have a lot of students, sanghas, and all those. And it's very important. Help each other. No gossip. I'm sure that every center have gossip. They get the Dharma gossip too. I need it a lot. But try the best. If there's some gossip, can help to remind others This is good, this is not good. So much just useless gossip is not good once you take refuge. So that's really important to do. And then whatever you can offer to your teacher and the Buddhist practitioner or the centers, you don't have to be always offering with your wealth or monetary. You can, anything you can just work in the center, cleaning the monastery or rooms, or making the path and yard work. We have inside the monastery, lots of Buddhist members, and some doesn't even come in meditation at all. And they like to do the yard work. And we don't have garden or anything, but they work flower and pretty outside. And that's the same thing. And then these audience, they know, like 16 arahats we have beautiful in at the temple. The arahats, some are enlightened with the sweeping and road, cleaning. So Darshan, which my husband, we started the monastery, and he takes his broom and tells everybody, come on, do this, do this. Because that's the part of your really, he doesn't do anything in the home, help me. So in monastery, he does everything. Dishes and so forth. So this is really important. You're helping the monastery, you're cleaning and washing, and washing for the ordained clothes. And this is part of your practice. It's very important to do so. So remind, because we have a time and we know how to do. And ordained monks, they have time practice, meditation, helping others. Lots of rituals they do. And look like they're not doing anything, just sitting there, but that's not. They are really doing for benefit for others. And more work. When I came in America, I had to raise 5 sons. And I asked his own and you're not ordinary person, you're Lama, you have to have center to do some teaching. And I work for family. So when I worked, and he started, we have centers, we had to start and I gave it the video, someday you want to see how hard we did work. And so anyway, working and all of these things. And it's not easy start this country, someplace that no Dharma is starting. So many questions. Why this, why that, why that? Because the Tibetan Buddhism really lots of questions. Some doesn't make really sense, but it helps. Helps a lot. And then once you really follow the tradition and a senior who knows the tradition, it's then makes sense. And it's always involved. So I was working full time and taking care of family, and then then I had to quit because I had a knee surgery. I can't go back, and my knee wasn't healed properly in the beginning, so I quit. And right now, sometimes I'm more busy than that time because one thing, and I'm aged, so I don't have energy like I used to have. And secondly, there's so many that I try to help, such a monastery. Help in the monasteries in India, and my 3 grandsons in India studying in college, and my family here, and lots of other Tibetans who wanted to ask a definition, a blessing, all this to Dashi Rinpoche, and they have to go through me. He will not answer telephone, he will not do anything. So I get telephone calls from Tibet and China, 2 o'clock in the morning sometimes. So I thought, I'm more busy now. But I said, I will do much as I can, as long as I'm living, but someday, probably not all that. And many people were saying, why don't you block your telephone, because once you wake up, 2 o'clock, you can go back to sleep, right? I cannot ask Dajjal Rinpoche do whatever they ask at that time. They said, call back next day. That means 2 times. And so I said, I cannot block, because some of this, they need really badly, somebody dying or somebody, so they're relying on us too. And I cannot block it, I just have to answer whatever I can. And so that's why we do. That's what will really help. You know, it's just taking a refuge, like I said, if you cannot help, all but cannot harm. And that's really important, so reminding. And if you have some questions, I'm sure so many ordained here, they will answer, but sometimes a new person, you want to know from a woman to a woman, like myself or somebody, I'd be happy to answer some the Dharma questions. Because my beloved Geshe Rinpoche and Uncle Geshe Rinpoche, who lived in America, in Seattle, most time, and he has lots of students, and Dharma students come to question, and lots. Those times when we first came, is lots of hippies, 60s. And there are lots of questions, and he has an assistant, a monk assistant, who speaks English, and he's full ordained monk and lama. So I'm always around there. So when they ask a question, especially like women, lay people, those heavy ask a question about boyfriend, girlfriend, how they cannot deal, what to do. And the monks not really asking my uncle, because he doesn't really know how to, because he never had asked that kind of in Tibet. And they kind of giving vividly answer, oh, pray. Now, this room which will give you a blessing. That's it, right? So I said, you're not really answering question. No, you cannot have child, and I want to have children, abortion, all those. They don't know any of those words. So I told my uncle, you know, they come to you from their heart. Maybe you can give us some kind of their life answer, but you're not giving. He said, what? Not giving. And they're asking something, this and that. I don't know any of those. Yeah. I'm all my life an ordained. I don't know anything about that. Well, you answer. Telling me. You answer. So I try to help that answer. And then later I became the translator. Some kind of translator. But it's not easy, because the question is not really Dharma practice question. Questions for life. But still the things that this Lama can give an answer, it really can't, we can't give that. You have to do it yourself. It's Namba, which is become Buddhist, which in the Tibetan word means inner practice, inside, all ourselves. And sometimes we say, I can't do that. Yes, you can. If we don't want to do, you think you can't do, but you can. Like here, it is wonderful physical form the people here. If you want to do anything, you can. You have to have self-esteem. Yes, you can. It maybe not easily can do, but you can. I always tell you, you have to have self-esteem. You can. If you think, I can't do that, I can't do. Then you can't do. You can never do in your lifetime. Yes, you can do. Because we live here, wonderful freedom country, and we have wonderful physically, and all of this around. So you can. So that's what doing practice Dharma, following. And on those people who thinks is, going to India, meeting some Tibetan High Lama, or some maybe Tibet, all this, and then you practice. Maybe you learn some experience, but you really don't need to do. It's good to go to pilgrimage to holy site and the Lord Buddha Shakyamuni. And the Lord Buddha Shakyamuni, when he passed away, and all of his sanghas and his the monks tell, please don't leave now, please stay longer. And the Buddha said, my time is up. And but those are fortunate boy and girls, all the monks, whoever human beings go to the pilgrimage, wherever I give it the teaching, enlightenment, and so those 4 holy sites, days in Tibetan called 8 holy sites, where he gave it the teaching in Bodh Gaya and Banaras, and enlightened in Bodh Gaya, and then he passed away in the Lumbini. He was born in the Lumbini, and then he practiced in the Nagarjuna River, and 6 years, and then he enlightened in Bodh Gaya and gave a teaching in Banaras, Varanasi, and then he enlightened to Kushinagara, which is those 4 places. I have been 8 times. Now I don't think I can go, but I've still not give up yet. Because today it's easy to go. Airplanes, my time was the buses and taxis, and sometimes one started with 59, so no hotel either at that time. That was a hotel and everything. So those, if you want to go to the holy site, that is wonderful. Otherwise, practice. And Buddha, there's lots of Buddhist centers, Buddhist teachers around, and it's just being there and do. And the lay practitioner cannot do the for retreat things months and weeks, but some weekends. Just get away from do practice. And once you become Buddhist, then you are really Buddhist, I try to tell. And not just reading Buddhist books. It's not really Buddhist. You are interested Buddhist. May get some understanding or blessing, but not really. So this is so important to do. So now we're going to do the pray for refuge.
Yeah, we have another chanting usually. Or the praise within our hearts and mouth.
Please stand.
To the teacher endowed, transcendent destroyer, one thus gone, foe destroyer, completely and fully awakened one, perfect in knowledge and good conduct, one God to bliss, knower of the world, supreme guide of beings to be tamed, teacher of gods and humans, to you the Buddha endowed, transcendent destroyer, glorious conqueror, Shakyamuni, I prostrate, make offerings and go for refuge. When, O supreme among humans, you were born on this earth, you paced 7 strides and said, I am supreme in this world. To you who are wise, and I bow. With pure bodies formed supremely fine, with some ocean like a golden mountain. Fame that blazes in the 3 worlds, winner of the best supreme guide, to you I bow. With the supreme science, face like the spotless moon, color like gold, to you I bow. You are immaculate, the 3 worlds are not, incomparable wise one, to you I bow. Great compassionate protector, all-knowing teacher, field of merit and good qualities, vast as an ocean, to the Tathagata I bow. Through purity, freeing from attachment, through virtue, freeing from the lower realms. Unique, supreme, ultimate reality, to the Dharma that is peace I bow. Having freed themselves, showing the path to freedom too, well established in the trainings. The holy field endowed with good qualities, to the Sangha I bow. Do not commit any non-virtuous actions, perform only perfect virtuous actions. Subdue your mind completely, this is the teaching of the Buddha. A star, a mirage, a flame of a lamp, an illusion, a drop of dew, a bubble. A dream, a flash of lightning and clouds, see conditioned things as such. Through this merit may sentient beings attain the state of all seeing, subdue the flow of false, and be delivered from the ocean of cyclic existence perturbed by the waves of aging, sickness, and death. Namo Sakya. Together in one method with a great assembly of monastics and a great assembly of bodhisattvas. At that time the Blessed One was absorbed in the concentration of the countless aspects of phenomena called profound illumination. At that time also superior Avalokiteshvara, the bodhisattva, the great being, was looking perfectly at the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom, perfectly looking at the emptiness of inherent existence of the five aggregates. Also then the power of Buddha, Venerable Shariputra, said to superior Avalokiteshvara, the bodhisattva, the great being, Kasha, the child of the lineage trained, who wishes to engage in the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom. Thus he spoke, and superior Avalokiteshvara, the bodhisattva, the great being, replied to Venerable Shariputra as follows: Shariputra, whatever son or daughter of the lineage wishes to engage in the practice of the profound perfection of wisdom should look perfectly like this, subsequently looking perfectly and correctly at the emptiness of inherent existence of the five aggregates. Also form is empty, emptiness is form, emptiness is not other than form, form also is not other than emptiness. Likewise feeling, discrimination, compositional factors, and consciousness are empty. Shariputra, like this all phenomena are merely empty, having no characteristics. They are not produced and do not cease. They have no defilement and no separation from defilement. They have no decrease and no increase. Therefore, Shariputra, in emptiness there is no form, no feeling, no discrimination, no composition, no factors, no consciousness. There is no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no tactile object, no phenomena. There is no I element, and so forth up to no mind element, and also up to no element of mental consciousness. There is no ignorance and no exhaustion of ignorance, and so forth up to no aging and death, and no exhaustion of aging and death. Likewise there is no suffering, origin, cessation, or path, no exalted wisdom, no attainment, and also no non-attainment. Therefore, Shariputra, because there is no attainment, bodhisattvas rely on and abide in the perfection of wisdom. Their minds have no obstructions and no fear, passing utterly beyond perversity. They attain the final state beyond sorrow. Also all the Buddhas who perfectly reside in the three times, relying upon the perfection of wisdom, become manifest and complete Buddhas in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, and complete awakening. Therefore the mantra of the perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, the unsurpassed mantra, the equal to the unequal mantra, the mantra that thoroughly pacifies all suffering, since it is not false, should be known as the truth. The mantra of the perfection of wisdom is proclaimed: Tayata gate gate para gate para samgate bodhisattva. Shariputra, a bodhisattva, a great being, should train in the profound perfection of wisdom like this. And the Blessed One arose from that concentration and said to superior Avalokiteshvara, the bodhisattva, the great being, that he had spoken well with good, O child of the lineage. It is like that, since it is like that, just as you have revealed, the profound perfection of wisdom should be practiced in that way. And the Tathagata Etiquette will also rejoice when the blessed one has said this venerable Shariputra superior Avalokiteshvara, the Bodhisattva, the great being, and that entire assembly of disciples, as well as the worldly beings, gods, humans, and gods and spirits, were delighted and highly praised what had been spoken by the Blessed One.
Page 14.
This ground anointed with perfume, flowers strewn Mount Meru, foreland, sun and moon, imagined as a Buddha land and offered to you, may all beings enjoy this pure land. Venerable holy gurus, in the space of your truth body, from billowing clouds of your wisdom and love, let fall the rain of the profound and extensive Dharma, in whatever form is suitable for subduing sentient beings. Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamgiryatayami.
And then on the bottom of page 17, Dharma Kusho will lead us in Refuge and Bodhisattva.
Jai
Sanje Chodang Soju Chonamla Chanchu Pado Dani Japsonje Dagi Jinso Jibe Sonamje Rola Pensra Sanje Rova Sho Sanje Chodang Soju Chanchu Pado Dani Japsonje Dagi Jinso Jibe Son Rola Pensra Sanje Rova Sho Sanje Chodang Soju Chonamla Chanchu Pado Dani Dagi Jinso Jibe Sonamje Rola Pensra Sanje Rova Sho Sanje Tamje Dewa Dang Devi Jodo Dembaraju Donghang Dang Donghang Ji Jodang Chavar Chuji Donghang Maybe Dewa Dang Mendrava Chu Yeren Chadang De Chawe Dongyom La Never Choro Ji Lai Gedang Lodang Nijingi Drubung Dadang Moya Genam Roa Ganje Dranam Chazaba Tamje Geda Dagi Chuden Do Saju Piju Suju Medo Raling in the Jambanda Sanji Shenda Mite Pulova, Rogan Namda Shenda Jabai Sho. So I already mentioned about how important it is taking the refuge to the Buddha and Dharma Sangha. But in the English transliteration or English, I'm not very good with it. Teaching this all the words, but it is really important to doing the refuge chanting. Refuge chanting. I'm sure many of you know. Pande Lama Thamba Nam Lechapsuchu. Do you have that? Lama Lechapsuchu or Sangye Lechapsuchu, and that is very important to doing the. Beside the refuge and doing the four measurable, and then recite the Pandela Matambanam Lechasujo. That's as many as you can, and doing that's really, really important to do. So in a Tibetan chanting, and we recite like many times, and it says when you're taking the refuge, and like I said, you do your offering your altar or shrine, whatever you say, then you can just say in the which means that I, with all sentient beings in the three realms of the extending to the space from the until the abide and essence of awakening. And this, I think, is translated with you have a book, right? And in the Tibetan, we just do the Pande Lama Tamba Namla Japsuchu, Zopi Sanje Jumdende Namla Japsuchu, Tambi Che Namla Japsuchu, Poppy Gunde Namla Japsuchu. This is we recite as many as we can. That's the real is refuge. And so it's in my translation here. They're sometimes a little different, but it's meaning is same. So the take the refuge and the holy, take a refuge, the holy guru, and we take the refuge and bless ones who are perfectly awakened, and we take refuge to the holy Dharma. We take refuge the holy Sangha, and this is recite. It's a minimum in Tibetan said 7 or 21. So sometimes they do. Sometimes we do the foundation, the practice we call we have the so many like 100,000 times, and we're starting with the doing the taking the refuge, pray as mandala, and prostration, and Guru Yoga. So this we do this. So the foundation practice is, I'm sure you have at your center. The Ngundo in practice foundation, it is very important. That's the main practice. Is Jamdru Dongpa, who want to become refuge, is who want to become Buddhist, and then start a foundation. Now, foundation just means it's the Ngundo, which call doing this thing. So it's just like anything you do, like building a house and things, it is important. The foundation not good, then it doesn't stay very good. So it's this foundation practice is the Guru Yoga, postation, mandala, and all of these, makes a good foundation, fundamental. And then after you, maybe this all if you do it makes years, but if you do whatever you can, once you're done, now you will have sign what to do next. You will get wisdom. And then it's easy to do whatever practice follow. And you will have a lot of kind of opens the door. So this is very good to do. And so if the short one is like the Pandela Matamanam just I said, good Lama le Japsuchua, Sanya le Japsuchua, Chula Japsuchua, Gundula Japsuchua, just 4 sentences, 4 lines. And we do that recitation. And it is good to have everybody, and so when you receive the refuge, you may get that time is mala, rosary, and the Tibetan called a tama. And it's really good to do. And you can recite on that. And those who can't do prostration like myself and me can bend down. You can do the prostration. It's when you're doing the prostration, there is like there's 3, so the full-length prostration, half-length prostration like Tibetans do, and then the Chinese do, they just knee down prostration. You can do any of this, fine. So the prostration, but while doing is you have to really think your mind, try to be with you, not listen outside, it's noisy or thinking and planning. You have to mind inside and doing. And any practice. If we're just we're doing meditation, sitting, thinking what I'm going to do next after this or tomorrow, that's not meditation. Meditation has to be here. It's just like yesterday meditation, and the explanation is so nice. It's just like Puralam. This is like a Puralam. And so you're thinking Puralam, all the scenes and the people, all the thinking they're all the Buddha and Bodhisattvas you have to think. And then you yourself from Tawi Tepa, Ndopi Tepa, Yichigi Tepa, from the inside the heart, you're thinking. Tawi Tepa means it's a faith with really this is, I have a great faith thinking. Ndopi Tepa, useful faith. And Yichigi Tepa, you believe whatever word is saying, whatever word is saying, this is I completely believe. And it is sometimes hard, that one, because in our mind with observation, all kind of thinking, you have sometimes question. But it's okay, everybody have beginning, nobody is perfect. But you do more doing this, and then when you're doing with your meditation, practice, it's really important. You should be here, no planning. After then we all back to samsara anyway. So the thinking while you're here, just sincerely practice faith, not only helping myself, I want to help all other beings, especially today the world. There's so many sufferings, and the world making suffering themselves. It's natural, there's disaster, we understand that everywhere, every place. But it's the largest world is making today. And each of us responsibility, that's His Holiness said, thinking and pray and might help. Sometimes you think, I can't do myself, but yes, you can do much is your sincere wish, and you can talk to your around a friend and whoever, and what you're thinking, what you want to do. Peace is come from just one person and then goes over. one person can make peace a world, and one person makes all the bad destroy too. You can know that. So that is why it's really important. When you take in the refuge, and when you sit in refuge, you take in the Pandela Matamba, Namla Jasu Jua, Sanja Jumdende, Namla Jasu Jua, Tambi Chue, Namla Jasu Jua, Papi Gindu, Namla Jasu Jua. You think the Pandela Mat, first, like I said, in the Buddhism, Tibetan Buddhism is Mahayana Buddhism, is Lama is the very important guru who give you refuge, who give you teaching. And that is very important. Lord Buddha Shakyamuni passed away, but his teaching is the unbreakably and transmitting from Lord Buddha Shakyamuni until your recent, your root Lama. That's why, and when you became Buddhist, when you want to take the refuge, but it is the teaching says, make sure who you want to receive the teaching, who you want to be your teacher. It's really important. You find not just anybody is big advertising, or everybody holiness these days anyway. And so don't think that. It's ranking all things, the teacher, old, young, whatever, races, color, doesn't matter. Who carries that transmission from the Buddha, Lord Buddha, until today. And that is very important. And so the man, woman, doesn't matter who is. But when you read background, find out, and then once this teacher you have to follow that teacher in your heart always. That teacher is inseparable with your deity, whatever. Each of us has to do our own, some deities we keep in our heart. And that teacher is inseparable. And then you receive the other teachers around, initiations, that's okay, good. And but whoever give a refuge and your teacher, that's teacher you have to really look the qualified teacher. That's what in always Lamas they're telling the student. That's just not go to all advertising. Just go the teacher who has background. And this transmission came from the Lord Buddha Shakyamuni until today, just like river flowing like never dry, that same water. And we have. Once you have that, you are then or in it. It's really important. Once you, and this teacher is with you, or far away, or passed away. Doesn't matter. If you hold it, it's always blessing and connections with you. That teacher. So it is really important. So once you find, and the teacher, and you follow and do the. You always, when we do starting the refuges, Guru devotion, Guru, and then when you're doing the apostation, at the same time, I was saying the taking the refuge, Lama Yedam, so when we're doing the apostation, it's thinking that the Guru, Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. And all those together, it's really important too. So, and especially like today is Tupatseshi, we call it. It's the 6th month in the Tibetan, 6th month and 4th day, which is the turning with Dharma here. And those days, like I said, is those days when you do is Buddha's holidays, and it's the accumulation merit is hundreds, 1,000 times. If you do really sincerely. And I'm so glad you are here doing well. And then, so when you're doing meditation, for example, a meditation I talked to last time, Waitara, right? Waitara. And Waitara meditation, for example, like you try to make each length the body length best. And we're crowded, like sometimes you're confused. You don't think we are like small room. We think it's fair on open space, big space. That's what we think. And when we take the refuge, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, and you have to thank the Lord Buddha Shakyamuni, and inseparable with your teacher, Guru, and all the Buddha and Bodhisattvas around, and all your background is all the Buddha's teachings, like all those volumes filled up, and all the space on the floor, and all the sentient beings of the 6 realms, which means the God, demigod realm, human realm, animal realm, a hell realm, and the Holy Ghost realm. There's 6 realms we pray. And you know that the human being will understand in taking refuge. But you think it's an animal? No, but you have to think all the animals, even the deceased, your relative, family, parents, even you visualize them in there. And you think they're all understanding. And the form of the animal, all fish or whatever, but understanding like human understanding. You have to think that. Because Tibetan Buddhism would say that all the sentient beings, we have a being and that life too. Animal realm, or maybe, what we all call as, all the fish, all, who knows, we just dying so many times, reborn so many times, until we reach the pure land. And that takes for many, many lifetimes. And the closest is human. That's why we have great opportunity, closest, because we have everything around, closest. But we still have to work a lot. Many work. So that is why it's important. So when we do instantaneously, when you're doing taking the refuge, Lama la japsu chuo, Sanya la japsu chuo, Chua la japsu chuo, Gundu la japsu chuo, or you can do the chanting. Bande lama thamba nam lai japsun chuo, Zobe sanje jomde de nam lai japsun chuo. Tambe chö nam lai japsun chiwo, pabe gunde nam lai japsun chiwo. You can recite sometime, if you do fast, recite sometime be slowly, sometime meditate, and at the same time, visualization is still the same. The Buddha and Bodhisattvas all around, and you yourself here, and all around, your loved ones, your parents, your children, a partner, and neighbors, your pet, everybody around, and doing the taking refuge. And this is really important to do. And so when you start in the refuge practice, it is not easy because we're not used to it. It's an open, big space, and all around, all kind of creatures, all kind of life. But it's starting with closest, your family, your parents, your neighbors. And just extend a little bit, thinking first your mother is most important. Mother is who you brought in this world. And we said all mother and sentient beings, every taking refuge, we do that. Because, and then all the sentient beings, one time our mother too. And we have their mother too. So the mother is very important, mother and sentient beings. So you think that a mother is right, father left, your children or partner in the front, relatives around, and those you recognize so closest. And then you do a little further, like your neighbors and your country, and then further all your space, and then further all the 3 realms of the sentient beings in the world. Then you take refuge. But because it's you cannot just jump right away, but that's the easiest, starting with the closest, and then when they take doing the recitation, meditation, at the same time you're doing, you really have to do it from the heart. And that is most important, from the heart. And so in this will helpful not only yourself, but around the country, around lots of, like I said, it's bring peace, this is how we extend it. This is how. You cannot bring peace just telling you have to be peace, but it's pray. And then to visualize how this worked. And so, like, we could have been some beach or hiking or something, really, these young people, but we are sitting here and try to listen to Dharma teaching and thinking what to do next for our life and all other sentient beings. And this is great benefit, especially today is a very auspicious day. So like lay practitioners may not have a time to do, like I said earlier, so much, but when you're doing it, you just do from sincere. Whatever you can and holding. So taking the refuge and even you can say the long sentence like the Etiquette refuge and Lama le japsu chuo, Sangye le japsu chuo, Cho le japsu chuo, Gundu le japsu chuo, and recite that. And after that, then you can say take a little bit for immeasurable Simche Tamche Dewa Dan Devi Chedo Dembar Chuchi, Simche Tamche Dongha da Dongha ji Jodan Trawar Chuchi, Simche Tamche Dongha Mepi Dewa Dan Metrawar Chuchi, Simche Tamche Nyerin Chadang the Travi Sala Nevar Churuchi. So it's the thinking that all sentient beings relieved from this suffering. And so that you have to do 4 immeasurable pray, right? That's what they call. And I'm sure you have in your book. And this, and then after you finish all the doing meditation, visualization, your thoughts, and then you can kind of all dissolved one to you, and then you do dedication. And every pray, puja, whatever I do, dedication prayer is very important. And dedication is almost every prayer we have. And so there's so many dedications, just some are 4 lines, some are many things, so lines. And then also, of course, you could do each center, they have own their teachers, long life pray, and also dedication of whoever the set of Buddhism we have. Is I said earlier, there's 4 sets of the Buddhism in Tibetan Buddhist, and they all are Lord Buddha Shakyamuni's followers. And only different, the major is the same. Only differences is what they call lineage prayer, lamas, or the dedication prayer, they all each set. And that's the only part, but all the meditation, pray, they're all the same. Just no different. And I tell the people this look like beautiful big temple with the 4 doors. So whichever door you want to go in, you're in. That's just like 4 different sets, but they're all in the Buddhist followers, all the Buddhist teachings. And then such a set is very connected with all other 3. So it's a strong connection with the other 3. So because it's the different lineage lamas prayer, otherwise they all the same and the dedication same. So then you do, when you do the Guru Yoga, or same time your lama, a visualization, your lama, and the lamas, each lama has some kind of long life prayer, all the lamas give us some kind of prayer that you do this certain, like 4 lines prayer, you can do that. And connection makes us stronger with that. So any questions about, I can tell you have beautiful books done, and you're doing lots of people, I notice with is memorized chanting, and I hope you all know exactly what you're memorizing.
Yeah, that's my question. I know I am a Buddhist at heart. I haven't done the process.
You don't have refuge?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I believe and I feel it inside. But when I hear the chanting, this is new to me. And the chanting means absolutely nothing. It's
Yeah, I know there's some new ones. That's why it's good to.
It's just the sound, and I feel a good energy when people are chanting. You feel the tranquility of the people, and you feel good about it, but you don't feel attached to the words in any way. They are
Because you
empty
don't
words.
not experienced.
Exactly.
Where you from? Here?
Mill Creek, with Seattle area.
You're American. Oh, good. So do you want to really become Buddhist? Want to take refuge? So you got all this available, anybody? That's easy. But you have to.
The question is like, okay, so now I can't do it because I don't have attachment.
Yes,
to the words.
it's okay. You're doing chanting, like I said. You get blessing, and you're interested. You like to hear that. That it still help you. But when you're ready, you should take refuge. Then you are Buddhist. But refugee vow takes only for like half hour or so. But like I said, it's some involvement to commitment. And I always tell, no matter who you are, what background you are, Christian, Jewish, whatever you are, but that is you always respect. And I believe that all the spiritual teacher, spiritual Dharma and what you call it in the world is really benefit for all the sentient beings, except the sacrificing. And that's, I don't go and killing, helps and the God or so forth. And the Buddhism is not, Buddha's not created everything. And so that's in Tibetan Buddhism. But respect your own religion, but whatever religion help you, that's you go forward, help your life. So when you're ready, then you can ask, take refuge. So I know the chanting may, because it's, I'm not very good with the English, so it may not, only my broken English, some. That's why I just like to say the kind of fundamental and the beginners, and that's why I try to, what is tradition, what is custom. And I wrote a little booklet too, that. So then when you're ready, then we Buddhist practitioner, we have to help much as we can. And that's, we cannot make people become Buddhists. But that is a help, and help all sentient beings. So if you are ready, you can go for it. Good. Yes?
Thank you. This is a question I think about when you were talking about Buddhist etiquette. You mentioned liking certain teachers more than other teachers, and I was just hoping you could talk more about that. It seems to me sometimes when I hear a teaching that I really like, almost simultaneously in my mind, I'm comparing it with other teachings and other teachers, and I didn't know if you could just talk about that.
Well, you have received, whoever you received the refugee vow, that is your root who connected you. That is most important. Other teachers, whether your luck is fine, if you don't like it, you just leave it alone. That's where we cannot criticize or anything. But of course, each teacher is a little different. We are in, the human realm. We have different thinking, different. I don't recall every teacher is perfect, especially today. It's so many in His Holiness, even His Holiness Dalai Lama said in China today, like there are 400,000 teachers going around in China, and some are not even have a proper receiving the teachings, just the smart reading the teaching, and this is good. But Sambhava prophecy even says so. Is teachers that authentic, real, who carries the transmission teachers. The many people don't understand. They don't like it because they carry just tradition, old-fashioned, so forth. And the new one says smart and talking, clever, and wide, and people go for it. So that's why I said, find the teacher who has background, who's carry transmission. That's your teacher. And then if you want to go to all the other teachers, lamas and retreat, very, very good, because they're all the teaching Buddhas, so you can learn more, you can make experience, and it helps you. But your own teacher is different than other teachers, yes.
Do you have to be in the same location as your teacher?
No, like I said, once you have a teacher, you have blessing connection, just like the receiving refuge. It doesn't matter you're far or closer, or maybe, it doesn't matter. Teachers passed away, the blessing's still with you, as long as you're holding your commitment. Doesn't have to be. It's good to have closer. Yes?
You mentioned you have a book on etiquette. What is the name of that book? I would like to get it.
Buddhist Etiquette. Yeah, my name. I may brought one. Do you have one? I may brought one. I could have brought few. It's such a monastery in Dharma shop has a lot. I may brought one. It's a very simple, because when I first came, and then Dajen Rinpoche and Dejen Rinpoche start teaching, and so many questions involved. So somebody said, why don't you write Buddhist etiquette? What? So I wrote, I took from Lama Ngapchupa, which is Buddha's 50 verses of, and then Dejen Rinpoche and Dajen Rinpoche both helped me. So I translated that small booklet, and and a little pray in the back, the Tara pray. So I may have one, I see, okay? So that's the Buddhist etiquette, and you will learn a lot. Even there's so many ways how to be with the Guru, how to walk, and all those is how I learn. And then I talked with other teachers, and also took from 50 verses, so it's a small one. That's at the beginner, so the student asked, and I wrote that. It's what time we have. We're doing some dedication prayer.
The short module often just the one verse on page 14, and then we'll do the dedication verse on page 30. This ground anointed with perfume, flowers strewn round Nehru, for land, sun, and moon, imagined as a Buddha land and offered to you. May all beings enjoy this pure land. Idam Guru Ratna Mandala Kamniyatayami. Due to this merit may we soon